Hello and welcome. This is Live with Vickie and Senior Solutions. And I love that because we all need solutions. And since I'm a senior, I resonate with that.
Me too.
Yes, yes. Thank you for being here. This is a fantastic opportunity for us to learn more about the solutions that we need as seniors. And let's face it, we have different needs and decisions that we need to make as we become seniors.
Yes, we do. We do. As I rolled into the senior, I guess markets as a senior, because I am a senior now, and I will be. This is my birthday month, so I'll be really in it. I turned 61. It's more dear to my heart. It was dear to my heart before because I took care of my mom, but now it really is dear to my heart. So I'm like all in, and I actually uh, do more investigating and more training and educating and myself so I can educate others on what the benefits are for seniors out there. Not just Medicare, but every benefit you can possibly have. We talked about retirement last year, wills and things like that. So I'm all in when it comes to seniors knowing their benefits. I learned something else about Social Security yesterday, but I'll talk about that another time. But it's something that we all need to be very aware of. That'll be another time though.
Yes.
Another time.
Well,
Today we're going to talk about Medicare though and annual enrollment. So
yes. And if you're new to the show, don't you worry. We always have replays on YouTube and on Facebook. We are live every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, but sometimes you can't make it live. So you can go back and look at all the titles and really get the information that you need at the time. Because let's
yes.
face it, every time is different. Like next year, it'll be a little different. Um, this year, I turned 62, and I'm already getting cards in the mail that says, "Hey, you need to fill this out because Medicare has changes." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, I'm not even on Medicare yet."
They're
So
getting you ready.
they're preparing, yes,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
because there's a lot of preparation when it comes to being, ready because for, other words, being ready for your benefits, knowing all the options you have when you are eligible for Medicare, because you
yes,
do have options. With Medicare, there are two ways to go. Well, actually, there's three ways to go. You can go with option one that has a couple of options in there where you stay on the original Medicare all by itself, and then you get the Part D prescription piece that goes to it. That's your Part D part of Medicare is the prescription piece, and you can basically that's all you have. But Medicare, you have to be able to pay the 20% because when it comes down to it, Medicare is a 80-20 plan. It takes care of 80%. You have to cover the 20%, and all the deductibles and all the co-insurances and co-pays that go along with insurance. Because Medicare is what? Health insurance.
Well, that's a really great observation for somebody who is getting ready to turn 65, because most of the time I think people like me think that, oh, once I get on Medicare, everything's paid for, right? I can go to the doctor, I can get new teeth, I can go to the acupuncturist, I can,
Yes,
everything's taken care of. I don't have to worry once I turn
that is
65. But
not.
guess what?
That's not true.
I
That is
found out that's not true.
yes. That's not
Vickie
true.
enlightened me.
That is not true. That is
She's like, wait a minute, Marion.
Medicare is health insurance and it covers basic health insurance. Your hospitalization, your going to the doctor, your lab, getting your labs done or your testing done. It does it all your like pre things, testing, and things you want to do as far as finding out whether or not you're diabetic, cancer, all the screenings. It covers that 100%. But when it comes to dentures, vision, eyewear, long-term care, those things are not covered under Medicare, and a lot of people think that they are, but
They
they are not.
should be.
They
Okay.
should
That's
be.
why
Yeah.
that's why we think they should be. Hello, my teeth are part of my health. Okay. As a
Yes.
matter of
And
fact, if my teeth are bad, it could affect a lot more than just my
yes.
teeth.
And
Okay.
here's the thing: is that at one point years ago, um, they were considering. Congress was really considering adding uh, basically your dental into Medicare as being a part of Medicare. And that went away. When reigns change, things change. So we got a whole group of new people in office. So that whole idea just, all of a sudden went away. But that was years and years ago. So, but because your teeth affect your health, so having dental insurance is important, but it's not a part of Medicare. So that's why option two, which is Medicare Advantage plan, a lot of people will go that direction because with Medicare Advantage plan, everything that's covered under Medicare is covered under the Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plan has to meet or beat what Medicare has. Okay, that's your option two, you know, and that's really what we're here to talk about today is Medicare Advantage plans Part C, which is your option two with Medicare.
I
So
have a question for you. I got a little confused when I realized we were talking about an annual enrollment period. And I heard you say before open enrollment period. So what's the difference between annual and open?
okay, annual enrollment period is the time period that anyone who is on a Medicare Advantage plan, the Part C plan, or a Part D, your prescription plan, they can review their plan and change their plan. This is the only time you can change your plan. It's just like if you were working for a company and they have a time period for your health insurance for you to review your health insurance. That's called annual enrollment period. And so that's the time period that you can change the plan that you're already on or get on a Medicare Advantage plan if you're not on one and you've been a Medicare beneficiary for a year or more. You can get on a Medicare Advantage plan. You can change your Part D plan, your prescription drug plan, during this period of time. Open enrollment period is it's actually the first of the year. It starts January 1st through March 31st, and that's when you have the opportunity to change your Medicare Advantage plan one time. If you get into a plan that you find out, at the first of the year, you go to your doctor and he says, "Oh, I don't take that plan anymore." You can make a change at that time. So open enrollment period is when you can make one change during that time period if you feel that you've made a mistake and you don't like the plan that you're on. Annual enrollment period, you could actually change that plan many, 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 many times before the end of the period, December 7th. So it gives you the option to kind of like go through and see all the different plans that are out there. And you can change many times during that period of time. You might have someone come in, explain one plan to you, go, "Oh, that's pretty good, I'll sign up." And then you hear about it on the TV, on a commercial or whatever, about another plan, and you want to test the waters and hear about that one. You say, "Oh, I'm gonna have somebody come see me and tell me about that." Because many people do this. They'll go through and they'll have everybody come through, and they might sign up for one, and then they hear from a friend, "Oh, I think I want to see it, check that one out," and they enroll in that one. But the last plan, as on December 7th, whatever the last plan that you've enrolled in during annual enrollment, during the annual enrollment period, December 7th, that's the plan you will go into it for the new year. Because during the annual enrollment period, it's for the next year. In other words, the plan that you're already on, you'll stay on that plan throughout the year. But as of January 1, the following year is when the new plan that you've enrolled in is in effect. Okay. So annual enrollment period is during a period where it's supposed to be a period where you review the plans that you have, find out what you don't like about it, or what you do like about it, and you can stay on that plan and just say, "Oh, I like what I have." But what you want to do, however, is you want to make sure. That's why I'm talking about this now. You want to make sure that you review both your Medicare Advantage plan, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, or your Part D plan, your prescription drug plan. Review both of them and really pay attention to what is going to happen to that plan in the new year. Because every year plans, the carriers make changes to their plans. So you need to make sure that you review it. The carriers are going to, whatever plan that you're on, they're going to send you a summary of your benefits as far as what's staying the same and what's changing for the new year. You should make sure you get that out and go through it and make sure there are no surprises, or if it's something that you don't like, you might want to make a change. But the biggest part of review is to look at your medications, okay?
Now, Vickie, if you have a question.
Uh-oh, what happened? We have a question. That's all I got. We're in the freeze frame. Technical difficulties here. Oh no, this is not good. I don't know what the question is. But I really don't know what happened here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I can't hear Marion. I assume that we are live. Uh-oh, Marion dropped off. Okay. Looks like Marion, I'm here by myself, but I will go on and talk about, I don't know what the question was. However, I will continue talking about the annual enrollment period and what you really should do during that time, during this, pre-enrollment or this month, is get out your plan. Look at your plan, review things that you don't like about your plan and things you do like about your plan. Have a, positive side, take out a sheet of paper, have like, I like this, and have on this side of the page, and I don't like this on the other side of the page. And basically, look at what's the pros and the cons, and if the pros outweigh the cons, you might want to keep with that plan. But if there's something glaring in the cons area, she's back. I was like, I don't know what happened. She just disappeared. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. My
Okay.
internet just dropped for a minute there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you just went. You were about to say, I have a question here. You went, question. Freeze frame. So what I was saying is I was basically letting them know to, during this period of time, getting ready for annual enrollment, is to take out their plan they have now and do pros and cons. Basically get a, kind of a padded, pencil and pad, and basically write out what you like about the plan you're on and what you don't like about the plan you're on, and see which outweighs. It's like if the pros outweigh the cons, stay with the plan. If the cons outweigh the pros, then you might want to switch. But the biggest thing is to really review your drug coverage. If you're on medication, really look at your drug coverage and your cost. Medicare sends out a cost of your medication every year. Not every month. Okay, so you should really keep those statements, and if this is the time you want to bring those statements out and look how much you're paying for your medication.
My question was, if they have a question,
okay,
do they call you or do they call someone else?
No, they can call me. If they have a question, they can call me.
So that's why you need to have Vickie's phone number handy.
Yes, they can call me, or they can go to my Facebook page and they can basically write in the question or whatever. I go to my Facebook page.
Okay.
So they can call me, and I'm available. So they definitely can call me if they have any type of questions about that plan.
Okay.
And
we have your numbers on the screen right now, but for those people who are listening to your podcast and they can't see the screen, I'm going to let you know what our numbers are. So please get a pencil out, because you may have a question. You might not have one now, but when your question comes up, you want to be able to get a hold of Vickie. So 281-849-8373. Or she does accept texts and phone calls on her mobile phone, which is 713-444-3269.
Yes. So, but this is the time to review, to really bring out the plan you have and review it. because in the next several months you will start receiving, if you are on a Medicare Advantage plan or a prescription drug plan, and everybody falls in that one of the two, or should fall in one of the two, you should start receiving a summary of your benefits, that what you already have and what they're going to be changing for the next year. And like I said, I advise you definitely look at your drug cost. In other words, so for all, the summary that Medicare has sent you about your monthly drug costs, bring all those statements out. Look at what your drug cost is, for your prescription drugs, and have that, so you haven't you know how much your cost is going to be. And when you get your summary of changes for the new year, you can pull your drug cost out and compare it to what it's going to be for the next year, because that's crucial. I think, in, as when it comes to healthcare, people who are on medication, your medication is usually the highest thing you're going to pay if you're in a pretty healthy state. If you're not going into the hospital, you haven't had a lot of procedures or anything like that, your medication is going to be a big part of your health costs. So I advise all the time, look at your medication costs and what it's going to cost you to be on certain plans, because each carrier has a different formulary of medication, okay? And the cost could be different. And, they're going to all have, well, majority of carriers are going to cover all the medications that are out there in some fashion or form. Might not be the same brand that you have, or something like that, but they're gonna have medications that are gonna cover whatever the condition you have. Okay.
Vickie, I have another question for you.
Okay.
You keep saying the word carrier. What does that mean?
Oh,
Who's
I'm
a
sorry.
carrier?
Carriers are insurance companies.
Oh, I thought you were talking about pigeons, so I didn't.
I'm sorry, I talk in the language of insurance. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's why I'm here, to make sure
You're
you talk down to our level. It's like, huh?
But
Carrier.
carriers are insurance companies. That's like
Okay.
Humanas, those your United Healthcares.
Okay. Now you're talking language I understand.
Okay, yeah. Your carriers, when you hear me say carriers, I'm talking about insurance companies or your provider. They're not providers, they're your insurance companies.
Okay.
They're the ones that issue the plans that you're going to be on. Thank you, Marion, for pointing that out. I was talking insurance language, and if not everybody understands insurance language. So
no, that's not what I learned in school.
So yeah, your insurance companies. Thank you for that. But your insurance companies, they will change their formularies. And when I say formularies, does everybody know what that means? A formulary is a kind of a listing of medications that insurance carriers will have in, other words, this is what they provide for you. Okay, that is what a formulary. And a formulary, it can change from insurance carrier to insurance carrier as far as how they designate it, which means what the cost is going to be. And so I'll take an example. The best way to explain that is that a medication that is dear to my heart, which I have to take all the time, is metformin. And most people who are diabetic know that metformin basically is for, it's a medication for diabetes. Well, say I'm just using as an example. I'm not pulling out anybody, putting anybody on the spot, but say Humana has metformin as a tier 2. Okay, and a tier 2 is a non-generic medication. Okay, and Devoted has it as a tier 1. Devoted is another insurance carrier, and a tier 1 is a preferred generic medication. Well, tier 2 is going to be more expensive than a tier 1 normally, and so your cost is going to be different. Okay, so when we're talking about medications, you're going to have your tier 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and they fall in the category generics, brand, and the specialty medications, which are the very expensive ones. And so you have to look and see where your medication is falling in your plan compared to where it's going to fall in the new year, and where it would be with some other carrier, because that's going to determine the cost. Okay.
Vickie, I've also heard the word special enrollment period. Is that just a word I made up, or is that a real thing? And does
That's a
that
real
have anything to do with open enrollment or
No,
annual enrollment?
no, their special enrollment periods are exactly what it says. It's special. Okay. It's special in that it is outside the normal, it's outside annual enrollment period, outside open enrollment period, outside initial enrollment period. There are there are 5 types of enrollment periods for Medicare: annual, open, special, initial, and well, it's 2 types of initial enrollment periods. I'm not going to go into all those details right now. It's going to make people's heads spin. But
Well,
you know,
that's why we need your phone number handy, because like we can't really keep all this in our brain. We need to just, when we have a question or a problem or we want to sign up for Medicare, we just need your phone
yeah,
number.
we just need to call me. That's all. But that's
Because
it.
you
That's
keep
it.
all that in your head.
I have it in my head. But it's back to the question of special enrollment periods. Special enrollment periods are, when something significant changes and you're outside one of the other enrollment periods, such as the annual or open enrollment period. So, for example, if you move out of your service area, and this is outside the annual or open enrollment period, and you've been in Medicare for a while, and you move out of state, well, you're going to need a special enrollment period to enroll in another plan. That's an example. So special enrollment periods are set up to allow you to be able to enroll in different plans if you have some type of special, uh, significant thing in your life that has taken you where you have to make a change. Okay, special enrollment periods are set up for changes that happen in your life, and that's not just in Medicare. That's also in under 65 as well. There are special enrollment periods for people who are on, health insurance outside of Medicare as well.
Now,
So,
I don't want to run out of time before we talk about pre-enrollment period.
okay, okay. Pre-enrollment period is the time period that's when you'll get your new Medicare Advantage plan, or I should say new, but your summary of the changes that are going to apply to the plan that you're on coming up in the new year. So when you get that, you have the opportunity to look at other plans, because that's when they really put out all the other plans out there so you can review. So it's a period of time where you can review your plan and other plans that are out there, and
Now,
make a
who
decision.
sends that to them? You said they get it. How do they get it?
Their insurance, if they're on a Medicare Advantage plan already, the insurance company that they're with that plan will send them a summary of changes for the new year for their plan.
And do they get it by email, by physical
No,
mail? Does someone
they're
knock
gonna
on
be
their
it's gonna
door?
be no, they're gonna physically
Call?
mail it to them. Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna get it. They're gonna physically mail it to them. It's gonna be like a policy, like an insurance policy, and you need to take their old insurance policy, the one they have then, and the new one, and compare it and see what they can accept and what they cannot accept.
Now, I know I'm throwing wrenches at you, but I do have a couple more questions if you don't mind.
No problem.
You mentioned that if you move out of your area, well,
Service area.
what if you sell your house and get into a motorhome? Then what? And you're just traveling around the country.
Well, that means you've moved out of your service area. Period. Unless in other words, if you make any type of move and it's out of the area where you're going to be in, whether you even if you're in your mobile home and you move a block away, but that's out of your service area, you can have a special enrollment period to change your plan.
And is it you they call when they have a special need like that?
Well, they can, because I can do the change for them. They can call me for that. And if they have questions about what is a special enrollment period, when they are in a special enrollment period, they can call me as well.
I'll just call you because
Yeah,
you have all the answers. Yeah.
I have all the answers. Yes, just call me. But yes, because that's just one example. But I'm trying to think. uh, people who are dual Medicare and have Medicaid, they have special enrollment periods as well. Okay, so they get the opportunity to make three changes throughout the year under SEP. We call it SEP, Special Enrollment Period. If for whatever reason if you're on a dual, you lost your Medicaid eligibility and you're now just a Medicare recipient, then that's another special enrollment period. Okay, so depending on what's going on in your life, there could be a special enrollment period in your future.
So
um,
you can't just get on Medicare and relax and take it, for granted that it's going to be the same. You really have to look at it every year.
yes, you can't. I mean, some people don't have are not on Medicare Advantage plans. This is another thing. Even if you're not on a Medicare Advantage plan and you are thinking about going on a Medicare Advantage plan, annual enrollment is the time period to look into Medicare Advantage plans and review, because you might want to make a change. Say you just can't afford it anymore. It's like you're trying to cut the cost. You can't afford the 20%. Some Medicare Advantage plans will help you with that 20%. Will help you with those deductibles. Will help you with the co-insurance and things like that. It really depends on the Medicare Advantage plan that's available to you. There are many that are going to be coming out that I'm pretty sure everyone has seen all the commercials during annual enrollment period. You're
Yes.
bombarded with them on TV. So every plan is going to be different as far as what benefits they actually offer. So if you are interested in a looking into Medicare Advantage, this is a time period to do so, even if you're not on a Medicare Advantage plan. One of the things I will note that you mentioned open enrollment period. Open enrollment period is only for people who are on a Medicare Advantage plan already, not someone who wants to get on a Medicare Advantage plan. There is a difference because it's only for people who are on a Medicare Advantage plan already and need to make a change. Anyone who's not on a Medicare Advantage plan and wants to get on a Medicare Advantage plan must use annual enrollment period to do so.
Or
Okay,
special.
or
I'll give
especially
you an example of maybe a special. A friend of mine was on traditional Medicare with a supplement, and she was going to the doctors and things, but she became ill and had to go into a personal care home, and
especially
and
yes.
she had to move to an Advantage plan because she needed a doctor to come visit so she didn't have to go out.
Yes. Now, in other words, if you become, and that's considered institutionalized, even though it's a bad word, it sounds bad or whatever. But if, yeah, it does, but going into like a skilled nursing facility for a long period of time is considered, you become institutionalized because you're going to be under care for long term type of situation. So that would be a special enrollment period for someone to get on a Medicare Advantage plan. All right. Now, once you leave that uh, nursing home or whatever, that's another special enrollment period that you would use if you want to change the plan that you're on, which you really have to because more than likely you're on a Medicare Advantage plan that is for institutionalized, um, you know, beneficiaries. So
Well,
those are
that
two.
makes sense that you can make special arrangements for certain types of situations because our lives are so different. And that's one of the reasons why I encourage people to call you, because everybody's different. You can't listen to your neighbor, you can't listen to your mother, you can't listen to your person at work. You really got to get the facts for you because your situation is going to be different.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's different, and that's one of the things that I do when I sit down and I do consultations when I'm reviewing people's plans. Everyone's different, and every plan is not going to fit everybody. It just really depends on what your needs are, one, and then two, you know what uh, what you're comfortable with. What are the things that you're comfortable with? What's going to fit your lifestyle? Some plans don't fit certain people's lifestyles, and some plans do. So
Right.
they're individual. So
Right.
it's so many options out there. So you just
And I
have to.
know that you might have some questions that we didn't cover today. And since we're out of time now, I will let you know that this is the time that you need to start looking at your plans. And so that's why I put the phone number up there so you can contact Vickie. I appreciate you being here. Please share this information with your neighbors, your friends. You know, let them talk to Vickie themselves. Don't try to give them advice. There's too much stuff
Stuff
to
out
try
there.
to
Yeah.
think about. Yeah. Let Vickie handle it for you. Thank
And
you. Thank you.
those who are watching, or even when you see this video, please like my channel. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
please, follow me or
Subscribe on YouTube, like
yes,
on Facebook, and give a 5-star review on iTunes.
exactly. There you go. There you go. But we have a group. We also have a group or start for a group for those who want to ask questions. That's why I said go on Facebook you can leave messages, leave questions or anything like that on our group page as well.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Well, any last words of encouragement, Vickie, before we leave for this
Well,
day?
I want everyone to stay safe. Really, stay safe. Take care of your health. Yes, take care of
Yes.
your health. Stay safe. Do all the things that you should to keep yourself safe. What we were talking about today is preparing for annual enrollment. Please follow through on that. Really pull out your plans. You might have put those monthly Medicare, statements, you know, in the circular file, but try to dig them up and review them because you want to be prepared during AEP because it will slip up on you and he'll be here before you know it. But I
Yes.
want everybody to stay safe and please give us a call if you need any assistance and any help. I'm available.
All right. Well, we're going to be alive. Alive. Yeah, we're going to be alive. We are live every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central Time, and we want to hear your questions. Vickie is very excited about being able to help people. That's her choice in life is to help people that need it, and we do need your help, Vickie. Thank you. We'll see you
You're
again
welcome.
next week.
See you next week. Bye
Bye for
bye.
now.